Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in and check out your boy, P Funk, thinking right out here in the lab where I do what I do for you. I'm doing what I do for you too. I got you. Let's go. Rightism, 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story with a message. There's a message in the story for life. I give life lessons. You tune in and receiving them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. I'm ready to go. Let's do it. Right thinking mission. That's what I'm on. Is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinker's way of life through mental and spiritual discipline daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. Excuse me. My mission, and that's what I'm on, is that all right thinkers know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal should be to know thyself. I'm here every day to help you do just that. Doing what I do is all for you, so you would know thyself. So where we going with this? So I asked the question, do you know you? It's rhetorical. If you don't have the answer for yourself, tune in. I can help you with that. That's what I do for you. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple, but you can teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. I appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believes and think that they know is dangerous, avoid them. I do. A person who knows not that they know, it's okay. Spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm the spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers know thyself and to my yacht be true. I just wrapped up with the Paiute, Anuian cosmology, the story of Ra. I'm continuing on because I broke the story down in two parts. This is the second part. The title is Divinities of the Myth of Creation, and aka the company of God and goddesses. I'm trying to break it down for you. Hope you get the lesson. We're in school now. I got a bunch of information for you. I'm gonna meticulously take you through it. Pick out the good stuff that I think you need. Always kick out the fluff. We don't need fluff. So let's go. Now, we're dealing with the divinities of the myth of creation. They call the company of God and goddesses in their various forms and interaction with what each other in reality is an elaborate mystic code relating to what understanding what creation and God are, as well as what the nature of human consciousness. The first thing that you notice when the divinities of the ancient Egyptian creation, based on the teachings we're dealing with Anu, the first time, the Anuian, the first time, is that the Neteru are placed in the hierarchical fashion based on what? Their order of creation by who? Ra. Is that they arise in accordance with what? Their level of density. Density meaning here refers to their order of stability. Remember, he started with what? Fire. Next one was that stuff we breathe, air, stability. Then he had moist air, that's the water from above. Then we needed fermentation, that's Gab, that's the earth. Then we needed starry decked heavens, that's new. Those are all elements. The next one, he put his spirit into his creation, which is us. That's the breakdown. And the elements of creation, again, in order of stability, I just broke it down for you. We call it elements of creation. Ra is the first principle. Here we go. Now it's all about the principle which emerges out of the primeval waters. He is the subtlest, the single principle of creation. In Christian form, let there be Ra. Okay, y'all call it light. But the focus of which, excuse me, the focus creation and the focus of consciousness when what? Time and space. Again, in the beginning, there was the noon. Y'all call it the abyss. The world was dark. Yeah, we all have a beginning story. We know that it started with light. The ocean itself really transcends time and space. That's understandable. Again, and is beyond existence and non-existence. That stuff been here a long time. We didn't put it here. Ra is the first principle. We gave him identity, but he's the principle to what? To merge out of the absolute, and his emergence, what? Signifies the beginning of existence, aka the Big Bang. It was all dark, then bang! We got light conceptually. I'm just saying, I am physicist. I can't tell how it happened, but I understand the concept. Again, in essence, the conditioning or shaping of the ocean, what now into forms of what we call creation. Besides, Ra, the Paute, which is his crew, refers to creation itself. Again, the elements that create creation. The divinities of the Paute are what? 9 in number. Enad, Enad, whatever you want to say it. Enad, okay? Tomato. But they include, again, Shu, Tefnut, Geb, Nut, Asar, Aset, Set, Neptet, and Haru the great. You reach that when you reach the level of life. We get to that lesson too. But this is all what? A coded concept. Watch this. And there's 9 in number. I just gave you all of them. And now then you have Mayat represents, I'll get to that in a minute. Mayat, Hetharu, and Tahudi. They are not part of the Paute itself. Why? They are the subtler principles. That's why. Which what? Which supports its existence. The child form of Haru, which is me and you in the flesh, is what? We're the product of the union between soul, Asar, and intuitional wisdom, Aset. We are bound for greatness. We are bound to be the best we can be. Why? Look where we come from. That's our lineage, okay? The second important idea, I'm going to show you this, Scott. This is what we're working on, excuse me. You see right there? That's the tree of life, but that's from the Anuian concept, and these are all the Anuian gods. These are what we work with right now. And every other one had their set of gods. Right now we're doing Ra. He's the man here, okay? We got a whole bunch of information that we're going to take time to go through this, and then we're going to do the next one. So just put your seatbelt on, get some popcorn, get comfortable. We're going to be here for a minute. But it's information, again, that's all about you. The second important idea derived from the Paute, aka Company of God and Goddesses, is that they represent a whole number, 10. 9 being the highest number. I forgot that too. I did the number thing with you. We ain't got to keep going to that. 9 is Haru That's him in all his regalia. Great. He reached the pinnacle. He know himself. He reached Nihas in the physical form. That's the goal for all human beings. We're spiritual beings having a human experience. The best part you can be as a human is to what? Know thyself. Not get rich and famous. Moving on, just the concept. But the whole idea, the number 10. Ra plus the 9 goddesses, and thus it conveys what? An idea of what? Special symmetry. Okay. The iconograph has been likened to that of a tree, and indeed, comparisons have been made to the Kabbalistic tree of life as to the study of much of the early tree of the Commission gods and goddesses. Again, that influence, you ready? Judaism, the Hebrew culture, it reveals a subtlety of what? Wisdom, which what? Leads to the discovery of who? The divine self, the inner or your higher self, whoever you want to call it, God, Allah, Ishkabibble, don't make a difference to me. But there's some things you can do to make that happen so you and him become one. Now, as symbolized by what? By Ra. This commission tree, or they call it a ladder, has its roots above in the heavens. Conceptually, see, that's what I did. Watch this. With the supreme being. When Ra decided to leave Earth, he said, I'm going far off. I had to come get me up there. That means you had to live down here, do your best, and get feather Mayat past judgment day, and you can come and ingratiate with him. That's the concept. Y'all call it heaven and hell. Same concept. But, and watch then. And it branches below. So from heaven to hell, they say. In the phenomenal universe with the God and goddesses, the highest level is Ra. And he is just the post against the lowest level of the Paute, which is the image of who? Haru. Right quick. That's what they're saying. See that one line going from the top to the bottom? Up here, down here. He's connected. Okay, we're his children. We're one with the Father. The Father and I are one. It's all symbolic and conceptual. Once you understand it, now you can employ it. You can implement it. Now you understand it. If you don't get the concept, you just lost in the sauce. Like most believers. Moving on. Sorry about that. I had to get that one in. Where am I down here? I done lost my place. Okay, Judaism, y'all done found a store from us. Okay, right here. Yeah. Now, Ra is just the post against the lowest level, which is us. We're supposed to rise to him. We're supposed to become our best self so we can go back to him conceptually. So at one end, we see the perfect singularity of the Supreme Self. And at the other end, we see the perfect combination of what? Spirit and matter in a form of who? Me and you. Haru, us in the flesh. Ra is the perfection in what? The transcendental world up there. Asar is perfection in what? In the astral world, with the next realm up. Okay? But you, me and you, Haru, which we represent, is perfection in the physical realm. This is what Nihas, this is what knowing thyself is all about. When us in human form, we have to raise our consciousness and become knowledgeable of who we are. It's like going home. You can't go home. You don't know where home is. You don't know who you are. So that's the concept. Now, while the diagram I just showed you above may be understood as a reference to what? Higher and lower, but the idea in reality, the figure is not to be understood that way as a teaching of something that is above or better, or something that is low, which is lesser. No, as above, so below. It is a teaching which expresses the essence of creation, containing subtle as well as grosser objects, meaning earth and higher the air, we get real subtle, which all emanate from what? The same source. Again, God. The ancient Egyptian teaches what? States that which is above is the same as which is below. As above, so below. If the above and below teaching is to be applied, meaning if you understand it, now you can what? Apply it. It should be understood as what? Referring to the idea that everything in creation is a reflection of what? The spiritual essence which transcends physicality. The body can't go nowhere but here. And when it runs out, what's inside the body needs somewhere to go. Either another body or home. Moving on. The physical universe is an emanation, again, from the spiritual essence, and as such is sustained by what? By it. The very matter that constitutes creation is in reality spirit in a condensed form, just as when a person falls asleep, watch this, your dream world is condensed out of what? Your own consciousness, watch this, conditioned by what? Your own thoughts, based on what? Your own desires and your concepts of yourself. You are the judge and the jury of you. Noon is the underlying primordial matrix where everything comes from. Again, to the consciousness, also all conscious, all knowing. Before it happened, he already conscious. He took care of that before we got here, which gives what? Rise to creation. The following is the graphic representation of the Neteru of the Anuian theology, depicting their interrelationships and their iconographs. That's why I showed you this. We're working from Duat on down. Right now, we start with Ra. We done went to the Duat already. You see the top level? That's the Duat. Now we're coming down. No, that's the noon. Excuse me. I was the noon. Sorry. Now we're coming down to Anu the first time. Now we get into the Duat, which is Ra. That's where he dwells. We're going to get the understanding of him, starting with we call the God Ra. Right quick. I got a bunch of little tidbit information. This breaks down a bunch of good stuff. Okay. When you see this dot in the middle, right there, in ancient times, everybody knew that was God. Okay, just by the sign. That was a calling call. If you saw the winged disc, you knew that was God in all his regalia. If you saw him in all his get up, you knew that was. But the first sign, the first one was the God Ra. Ra is the first and the foremost divinity of the Anuian theology. We're dealing with the Anuian concept. We call it Shitat Anu, the study of the hidden mysteries of the Anuian theology. All the other, divinities arise from him, Ra. He has several important forms. That T killing me. A manifestation. But the most important thing to remember is that he is a manifestation of cosmic Haru. The Most High. Hear that phrase before? Ra is the focal point of divine consciousness in the primeval ocean that emerges and gives what? Rise to all creation through what? His three main forms of manifestation. We talked about that. In the morning, he's Kepri, Scarab Beetle. We're going to talk about him too. In the high noon, at his highest point, he's Ra in his glory. Like you in the prime of your life. Start out as a baby, crawling around. Once you get full of yourself, you get to 20, you start feeling good about yourself. And then all of a sudden, there's stuff coming up and you start to slow down. My father-in-law, perfect example. He's 98 years old. He needs a stick to walk with. I hope I can get to that point in my life. Love that guy. Why? He's living. He's just here. Seeing him smile, keeping him happy. He loves to shoot pool. That's my dude. But yet, in life, you worship them. You put the elders in a position where they should just be happy to be here. Why? You praise and worship them for being here. You can't worship them when they're gone. That's why. In the Capri, morning sun, the beginning, Ra, full-blown, Tim, old age. That's the concept of life. Even in nature, it has a process that it follows. But Ra shows you he's three different forms and a whole bunch of different concepts. I just showed you the circle, the dot in the circle. The creation is explained in a series of spheres, of realms, or what they call planes of existence. Due to ignorance or misunderstanding, most human beings, due to ignorance or misunderstanding, whatever the case, most human beings are only aware of what? The physical plane, the now, the me, the I. That's egoistic. Understand? And most people are that. Moving on. However, Ra, in getting knowledge and understanding, is described as the Lord of what? The hidden circles. The main symbol of Ra is what? The circle with the dot at the center. Masons love that because that signifies what? The compass. You put the compass down, that's the dot, and you circumscribe around. That keeps you in due bounds. It's the concept that the Masons use well, and they exhibit it because I know it comes from now. I didn't then. I do now. You see God up in heaven for the Masonic one. He already got the compass in his hand. Moving on. Where I'm at, I got a few more minutes. All right, let me wrap this up. Wait, we learned about Ra right quick. I'm gonna take you through all the concepts I can to get you a full understanding. So right now we're talking about Ra, the circle and the dot. But we were given, what's this? But we are given to understand that there are many circles of spheres. 7 of them. Remember them? We call them Kundalini. Okay? Chakras. Same thing. But in fact, the Netarian scriptures speak of 7 important spheres, the 7 souls of Ra. Okay, each sphere represents a level of what? Consciousness. Masons, perfect example. You got the first 7 degrees, the first 3. They know you ain't got nothing, but you think you're a master mason. You walk around, you don't know jack. Okay, when you become conscious, you got to take that rocky road, that red road, okay, the red house. But that's higher consciousness. Okay, this is even higher than that. All right, see the purple? That's purple in there. Okay, royalty. I'm crowned in the universe. Watch this. These are seven consciousness. What in the universe? There's seven visible planets. Again, just more symbolic information. You got seven in the universe. The cycle we call human beings because we're spiritual beings having human experience, and we have to become conscious. We having a cycle spiritual conscious centers in the human personality. You have to sharpen your skills, hone yourself to what? Know thyself. And therefore, Ra is known also as the what? The Lord of Souls. Ra is also the creator of the what? The pairs of God and goddesses who represent the elements of nature. Remember, he created Shu and Tough New. After that, everybody paired up from that point on. Therefore, Ra is also known as the Lord of double dualities. Again, you see it right here on the boat. At night, when he got to go into the duat, he called up all his boys. Why? He gonna need everybody to help him do battle against his evil counterpart. Okay. And on the other side, you see the boat right here. In the daytime, that's how he doing right now. When the sun is up, it's just him, Tahuti. They just chilling, you know. So ain't no big deal. But at night, he got to do work. He called his boys. So I'm gonna give you a quick lesson on the breakdown of the boat of Ra with the initiates. That's you. As Ra sails in his boat, he produces a wake. That wake is a vibration, and that vibration changes what? The primeval ocean. It gives it form, life. But that form needs what? Order. So what happened? He established my girl, Mayat. You see me do this, you know what's coming. Mayat, aka order. And it sustains creation right there. Mayat keeps everything in order. The planetary elder, they call it, yeah, she's in charge of all that. And the figure below shows what? Ra in his boat with his daughter, Mayat, sitting at the bow, the front, okay, I know that much, and breaking through the waters and thus making the way for him. He uses Mayat to keep order. He stands on Mayat, okay? And Ra brought with him what? A company of God and goddesses. Why? He need all these character personality to deal with his arch enemy. Watch this, and he used them all. Oh yeah, he brought a God, company, God and goddesses, and through them, the Neteru or the cosmic forces of creation, who are the primeval ocean itself, he manages creation. The scripture of the creation explains how nothing exists before Ra. Right there, that means we was in darkness. That means we was nothing going on, considerably, consciously. Time started when what? Light came into the picture. That's what Ra represents. That's the lesson for now. I'll be back with more. I just want to cut that one short. I hope you got the understanding. We got more information. I'm going to break it down for you. Hope you get a better understanding of oneself. So, in closing, right thinkers, may you live to be 100 and me 100 minus a day. So, I never know that right thinker like you have passed away. And you know the deal. I'll be right back.